Hi YouTube. I was sitting around the house really bored today. I have like nothing to do. So I thought, you know what, I might as well quit procrastinating and do this stupid anime review that I told you guys I was gonna do. In one of my vlogs I mentioned that the next video that I would be making would be my first anime review. And I told you guys it was gonna be a surprise. And I gave you the opportunity to guess what the anime was going to be. But nobody guessed, and, whatever. So I'm just going to make the review. Who really cares? Um, so the anime I'm reviewing today is called Wolves Rain. And I'll put a link in the description of a website you can go to watch all of the episodes if you are interested. It's a really good anime, and not very many people even know it exists. So I think it really does not get the credit it deserves. It's freaking amazing. I guess I'll begin by telling you a little bit about it so that you kind of know what I'm talking about. Wolves Rain is set in the future, and it's kind of like a dystopia kind of story, where in the future the world is eventually going to die out. You know, that there's a point when it just can't go on anymore. It's eventually going to die. And so the Earth is ending. It's coming towards the end. And it's so far into the future that people have begun to believe that wolves are extinct. You know, they went through the whole endangered species thing, and then they died out. Well, it turns out that wolves didn't actually go extinct, but they were able to kind of evolve and adapt, so that from human eyes, from a human's point of view, wolves take on the appearance of humans. So, you see them walking around the street and you think they're a person, they're a human, but they're actually still wolves out there. And wolves are one of the only species on Earth that are actually going to get the opportunity to survive the end of the world. And what happens at the when the world ends is that it's once again reborn. Like, the world has ended before with all of the dinosaurs and everything dying out with the when the meteor hit and ice ages and stuff like that. It's died and then come back to life before, and that's what it's going to do again. But wolves are actually going to get to survive this time, and the way they do that is they hunt down and they find this special breed of flower called a lunar flower. Goodness. And this flower, excuse me, is the key, or whatever. It's going to guide them to and open up the gate to a place called paradise. And it's kind of sort of like heaven, not really. And it's going to become the new world after this world dies. Paradise is going to become the new world. And new humans and new other animals are going to be born in it, but only wolves are going to, survive the destruction and come out as like the first creatures on Earth again. And there's this whole legend about that written in this book called the Book of the Moon. And I guess you could kind of call it like the Wolf Bible. It's kind of weird. But so the whole story kind of revolves around this character named Kiba, who is a wolf, and his like pack of ragtag wolves who are all out looking for the lunar flower. And this girl who was actually created from the lunar flower. There are these people called nobles, and they're humans that have lots of political power. And these nobles um, have their own, like, keeps. It's kind of like it's kind of like each of them runs a different space of land. And anyway, these nobles got together and created this girl, and they named her Cheza. They created her from the lunar flower to see if they could use her to get to paradise, like by force, going against the whole Book of the Moon story and kind of cheating, you know. But it didn't really work out because other humans that weren't nobles kidnapped Cheza to study her and figure out, why the nobles made her, because she was kind of a secret. Figure out what her purpose was, what she was exactly, and all this other stuff. There's a scientist who was put in charge of this investigation, and her name is Cher. Cher de Grey, I believe is her last name. Yeah. She happens to be my favorite character. And her story is, like, really cool. And she's a really neat character. And that the whole series kind of revolves around Kiba and Cheza because they happen to have this whole romance thing going on. I think it's kind of silly, but whatever. Moving on to give you my opinions of the series. Basically, my opinion of the series is that it's awesome. It's a really, really great series. I think it's got a little something for everyone, no matter what you're interested in. There's, romance and mushy-gushy stuff like that, and then there's really awesome action-y fight scenes between wolves. And, it's set in the future. It's got all these high-tech stuff. It's a really neat series. As I mentioned before, Cher is my favorite character, and she was married before the storyline of the series begins, but her and her husband got a divorce when she became too obsessed with her work and too drawn to the Cheza investigation, and she didn't really have much time for her husband anymore. Her husband is another character in the series, actually, and his name is Hub Lebowski, or I can't pronounce his last name. It's a weird last name. But he's a really cool dude, and throughout most of the series he's trying to get Cher back. He wants her back. He still loves her, and I think it's so cute. But anyway, they're a really cute couple. I think their story is my favorite out of all of the other pairings and stuff like that. Let's see. I'll tell you the things that I really like about the series is the animation is freaking beautiful. Really, really amazing animation. The soundtrack is really great, really cool. The plot is amazing. It keeps you on the edge of your seat the whole time. The effects are really cool. It's a really great series, really cool. A few of the things that I didn't really like about the series was, one is the ending, and I'm not going to spoil anything for those of you who haven't seen it or haven't finished watching it or whatever, but I didn't really particularly like the ending, and once you see it, I think you will know why. Two was, there's like a group, there's a group of episodes kind of in the middle of the series that are recap episodes, and I'm not really sure why they're there, but there's I think 5 or 6 of them, and each of them kind of go back and tell one of the characters' stories from the beginning till now. And I think that was just really silly and stupid. I don't know why they're there. They seem kind of pointless. But yeah, there's 5 or 6 episodes somewhere in the middle of the series that are just recap. I mean, you do learn a little bit about some of the characters that you didn't know before, and that's kind of cool, but I'm like, really? We already know all this stuff. Why are you telling it to us again? But I think it was just put there for, fillers, which I find to be super annoying. But you know, whatever. Oh well. Watch them anyway. It's really cool. Um, mhm. Kitty. Meow meow meow. Meow meow meow. Um, I think that's about it. I think those were the only two things that I didn't really like about the series. Other than that, it's a really, really great series. You should definitely, without a doubt, check it out. Um, so yeah, I think that's about it for this review. I will see you guys in my next video.